views and opinions expressed by presenters and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Parasearch UK Radio or its affiliates and sponsors. Listener discretion is advised. You're listening to Paranormal Concept right here on Parasearch UK Radio with your host, Paul Rook.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Paranormal Concept. Tonight's show is going to be an absolutely amazing show. We've got Kerry Greenaway on with us. Hello, Kerry.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
I'm really good. Really looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and we're also joined by my very good friend, Vivian Powell. Hello, Viv.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm brilliant. Yeah, really had a good week. Good investigation Saturday night. Yeah, really good. So, tell us about who you work for, Viv, at the Paraforce.
I'm a co-founder and co-director of Paraforce UK, which is, we think we keep being told it's the UK's just paranormal convention. It's a label that's been bestowed on us by others, I'm afraid. I'm a co-founder, the founder and director, if you like, for RA Paranormal and Supernatural, which is shortened down to RAPS. For sure.
Okay.
I think that's about it, really.
Okay, so you've been in the paranormal field for quite a while then? I
have. I started off on the spiritual side many moons ago in my teens. Sat in circle, ended up on platform. My studies and research took me to the paranormal road, if you like, helping people with problems in their homes, and from there I suppose it grew into what it is today.
Hello, Sean Cadman has just joined us as well. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm on my phone now, not the laptop.
Well, we're now live. We've gone live now. Yep. I know you're having a bit of problems getting on Skype, but gladly, you've sorted it all out.
Yes.
Awesome.
Technical gremlins, aren't they wonderful?
They are. And Kerry's just done a show on gremlins.
I did on Friday, funny enough.
You should have listened, Sean.
Yeah, you should have listened. It was awesome.
You would have known all about the gremlins then, absolutely. So we just asked how, the history and how she got into the paranormal stuff. So we'll ask the same question as you, Sean. How did you get into the paranormal? Yeah.
Right. Probably the same as most people when I was a kid. Anything to do with paranormal, just fascinated. Those ghosts, legends, and they used to have. When I was a kid, I think there were Ladybird books that started off with. There was one on monsters, that monster, etc. Ghost story, UFO one. It just piqued my interest. And then a few personal experiences took it to the next level. And then that's it. You're hooked.
Still look, Sean, they'd be worth a lot of money today.
Yeah, it would be. Okay, so what was the inspiration to put on a Paraconvention? Because I know with Paraforce, that's sort of where you've gone with that.
I'd say being involved with Powell 2014, myself and Viv did a lot of work behind the scenes on that one, which was serious paranormal investigators with the main team.
Yeah.
We did a lot of work behind the scenes, helping set it all up and everything. It was successful. It was good for what it was. It came to Paracon 2015, and basically the foundations were pulled out. They tried to run before they could walk. Myself and Viv voiced our opinions, didn't think it was ready to go where they wanted it to go.
Yeah.
And we're about to put it in a blunt term, we were slapped down, told, yes it is, you don't know what you're talking about. Next thing you know, it fizzled out and there was nothing. And it left us in a position where we've got people saying, is it happening? And we were saying, and then they're asking us, well, can you do one? What about you and Viv taking one on and doing it? So we had a chat, we thought, why not? People seem to want it, let's do it.
And was that your first one last year?
Yes, that was our first Paraforce last year at Gallows of Justice.
Yep. Okay. Do you want to give a quick plug to the show, to the Paracon you got this year?
Yeah, this year it was 2017. We were at Cressing Temple Barns in Essex with them. Absolutely fantastic location, steeped in history. We've got a lot of guests coming again. Return of Barry Fitzgerald and Malcolm Robinson. That was due to public demand. People enjoyed them so much last year they wanted to hear them again. We've also got Joe Chin from GH High coming across to reunite with Barry again. That would have been Paul Bradford last year. And under that we've got no end of people. William Becker coming across from the States. We've got Michael D, who'll be no doubt bringing a few surprises. You never know with Michael D what will end up happening. Absolutely.
I interviewed him a few weeks back,
Yes.
and yeah, he's an amazing person. I just love his humour. So because I'm going to your Paracon, I'm really looking forward to speaking to him.
Yes, he's a good guy.
We've also got Gert Brouwer coming from the Netherlands.
Yep.
Awesome.
A lot of the guests we've got, probably quite a few people in the paranormal field think, oh, who are they? But part of what Paraforce is about, it's not just the big names, not just Barry Fitzgerald, Malcolm Robinson, Joe Chin, and etc. We like to give the people from teams and people who've done something in the paranormal field a bit of recognition, give them a chance to stand up there and talk to people, explain what they're doing in the field.
Yeah. Also, we've got someone very controversial, and I'm actually looking forward to listening to his talk, and that's David Ferrant, with a Highgate vampire and occultist.
I've spoken to David, and we've had him on the show a couple of times. Very interesting guy.
I get to meet him on Saturday. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Sorry.
Send him our love, won't you? And tell him
I
we're
certainly
looking
will.
forward to it. Give him a big hug from me.
Oh, I certainly will. I'm very, very excited about that because there's a side to David that not a lot of people know, which is everyone knows him as the Highgate vampire slayer person type personification that he is the public image really of him. But there's a whole different side to David that is so interesting. And that's the side I'm interested in with him. Yeah. And, so, I'm absolutely on. I've been friends with him for a little while now, and I've spoken to him over Skype, obviously, but it's the first time I've actually met him face to face, and I literally cannot wait.
Yeah, he's a lovely man. I mean, I've had a few conversations with him, quite some interesting ones, and, I'm looking forward to listening to his talk. So, Who else we got, Sean?
Right, putting on the spot. There's you.
Yeah, it's me. And Sean.
There's me.
Oh, really, really dodgy one there.
Oh, definitely. We've got Tomo Warrington.
Okay.
From Pure Paranormal Radio, who are our resident radio station for this year.
Okay.
Who else we got?
The Man in the Hat.
The Man in the Hat, yes. Chris Houghton.
He's a local man from Essex, from Witham itself, and he's quite knowledgeable about the local area and Knights Templar, which is Cressing Temple Barns is very much very, very much connected with Knights Templar. So, that would be another interesting talk, I think.
I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be good.
He's a former police officer as well, isn't he?
He is, and he dresses in 1940s clothing with a trilby and, you know, the suit and everything. And he's like your suave and sophisticated man of the paranormal. That's the label I would give him. He is, isn't
Like
he?
the James Bond of the paranormal.
He could be. I'm going to ask him. Has he got a license?
He's got a very large YouTube following as well on his YouTube channel that he puts.
Oh, I was wondering what you was going to say then.
Sean gave his truncheon a long time ago.
Now you've also got Gert, haven't you? Gert Brouwer? Is it? I don't know how you say his last name.
Yeah. Yep, Gert Brouwer. Yeah.
Brouwer. That's what I call him, Brouwer. Brewer.
The Dutch guy. It's easier.
The Dutch guy. Yeah. Sorry, I have to the accent. I can't help myself. Sorry. You'll find me lapsing into accents throughout the show when there's an accent on. He's an absolutely fascinating person, is Gert, isn't he?
I know him personally, and I've met him when I went over to Paracon Holland, and I was a guest speaker over there for that. And he's a lovely, lovely guy, but absolutely crazy. An absolute joy to be around. He's very interesting. He's got a lot of stories to tell, and his experiences and what he does. So, yeah, he'll be another good one to listen to. Yeah. Paraforce.
Excellent. I'm going to be there for both of the days, and I'm so looking forward to it.
We've also got Eamon von Harris coming.
Yes, the EVP specialist from Most Haunted.
Oh wow!
Yep, he'll be there.
Cool.
Sandra Dunn will be there doing a talk and doing a few readings as well.
Oh, she's a psychic medium.
She is. And a good friend of Sean and ours as well. So we've called in a favour, and she said she'd do it for. Well, we gave her no choice, really, did we?
I love it when you can rack your brains in. Yeah. So sorry, Viv. You said you started doing platform and medium readings in the very early stages of your career. Do you not do that anymore?
I chose to take a bit of a backseat from the churches. I did the church circuits in around Greater London for many, many years. And I moved from London to Cambridgeshire. And when I came up to Cambridgeshire, because I'm in the middle of nowhere, I thought, I could take it a bit easier. I do stuff for the local town and surrounding villages when I'm asked to, more sort of for charity more than anything else. I do, as I say, when we go and do private homes, when I say my mediumship, it's my paranormal mediumship, because there's two very big differences. I sort of tend to work with that more when we need to, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the pathway I've taken now. I can still do readings. I can stand there in front of an audience and, you know, as I call it, knock them out. But it's not me that does it. I work through spirit, and it's what spirit want to do at the time. I mean, when I last saw Paul at a paranormal investigation, I think I spent the first hour giving readings. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think, yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember that very well.
Yeah, but it was needed, you know, and it was done sort of privately and away from everybody else, because you don't want to take from, you know, especially like somebody else's event or at paranormal events, you don't want to be standing there giving readings when there's no need for it.
Yeah.
I mean, in the case I was with Paul, the young lady needed it, didn't she, Paul? It was it was quite heavy, so we sort of went outside, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just got to be done sometimes.
Yeah.
Talking of mediums, sorry, we've also got John Blackburn.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget John.
He's going to be bringing a painting, isn't he?
As far as I know, yes.
Oh, what painting?
It's a haunted painting. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's full of surprises, you see.
Oh.
Oh, photo opportunity, I feel.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling opportunities all over the place with this event.
The Essex Ghostbusters will be popping in on one of the days as well. The lads and girls and boys from there will be there with their car.
Awesome.
And we're also we might have a few surprises along the way with people just popping in just to say hello.
Do you think they'll notice if their car disappears?
I'm desperately trying to get up for the day at least, so that would be a surprise for you all if I do finally get there.
That's it. Yeah, another guest speaker for you. Kerry will do it.
There you go. Maybe next year, Paul. I think I've missed the boat on this one, but
yeah,
maybe next year. Yeah.
We're hoping there'll be a lot of paranormal teams turning up on the day and just sort of talking to like-minded people, like what happened last year, wasn't it, Sean?
Yeah, last year there was no end of networking, for want of a better word, done. A lot of friends made with people.
Yeah.
Bridges built and all sorts. It was everything that we hoped for, really.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's all about, bringing the paranormal community together.
Yeah.
And meeting face to face, because there's only so much you can get from social media, and things get taken out of context a lot and stuff like that. And to meet face to face is so much better. I'm going to have loads of business cards ready.
Sean, take them off him at the gate.
Yes, risk him at the desk. It's not just the talks throughout the day, though, is it? Because you have a hog roast that goes on, don't you, of the evening for the talking and getting to know and networking bit as well. And then you go on to the actual investigation, don't you, of the evening?
Yes.
Of Cressing Temple Barns.
That's right. So it's basically people's chance to investigate with the likes of Barry Fitzgerald and Joe Chin and all of our other guests. It's your chance to go off, learn from them, learn their techniques, how they approach investigation, etc. Last year, the guests were swamped with people asking them questions, wanting to know. And to their credit, all of our guests last year were so accommodating with everybody. They were quite happy to go off with groups and show them how they did things, involve them in their experiments and everything else. And it works really well.
Fantastic.
Or you can be with me and Sean in the bar, propping the bar up.
Wow. Then I'm torn. I'm torn between two.
We have a bar because...
I'm torn also, yeah.
I mean, we don't encourage people to drink and investigate at the same time. That wouldn't be the right thing to do. But you've got the choice. If you want to go and investigate with them, cool. If you want to come and just have a sit and a chat and, just have a little bit of a social at the bar, then that's cool too, So
how late does the bar shut? Because I'm thinking, well, maybe investigate a bit, then socialise a little bit, and then maybe investigate a bit, and then socialise a little bit. You can mix and match it a little bit, couldn't you?
Well, the bar's open till midnight, I think, isn't it, Sean?
Yes, till midnight. That's the whole joy of it is we have the hog roast, like I said, everybody has a chat and a bit of a laugh and a drink, and then it's whatever you want to do. There's no set thing like, right, the investigation's from 9 till 10:30, and 10:30 you got to split into groups. It's none of that. It's just everybody does whatever
you want to do. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So what time would the investigation side of it sort of like wind up, do you think, or could that go all night?
No, that we've been told it's got to finish at midnight because...
Oh, it's the same sort of thing.
Because we're back the next morning, you see, and we do it all over again during the day, and then we wind up... I think we finish it about 4, and then we start the Paraforce Awards from 4 till 6. And then after that, it's time to go home, But for me and Sean, it's time to sleep because we won't be sleeping at all.
No, you don't get much sleep at an event, do you? You don't tend to sleep when you do events. I know that one myself.
I think last year was about 4 days without sleep, wasn't it, Sean? Something like that.
It was crazy.
Yeah, cat napping when we could.
Yeah, I can imagine, and something that big as well. I can't even imagine to put something like that together. It
ran last year. It ran a lot smoother really than we thought it would. But even then, there's things going off, people asking questions, you're having to go into the talks, and you're sort of letting the speaker know, look, you've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, they're still waffling away. You have to go in and go, time to finish to get the next one on. And while you're doing that, you've got somebody else ask, where's this and where's that, and where can I go? Where's Barry or where's whoever? It's non-stop.
Get a little bell, and then people can just rotate round like the old speed dating thing, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, maybe we should put the guest speakers on with walkie-talkies and ask them, where are you?
Yeah. Are you here?
Yeah.
1 knock for yes, 2 for no.
Yeah, get them looking through the spirit box.
Oh dear.
No,
Yeah.
don't forget, we got the Paraforce Awards as well, so you've still got time. You've got to be quick to nominate. There's certain categories you can nominate in. Get your friends to nominate you, to put your votes in. Just send them across by email. I think it's all on our website, isn't it, Sean?
It is, yeah.
And it's for a bit of fun. And our awards, we call them the Scary Marys, only she's not very scary. But she's actually got a Templar dress on her this year in recognition of Cressing Temple Barnes. I mean, she looks quite sweet, doesn't she, Sean?
Fantastic.
Very good, yeah, definitely.
So, you can might be in with a chance of winning an award and being presented by one of the guest speakers, you don't know, and photographs. And
I'm just reading the categories. I was going to say, I'm just reading the categories. You've got Best Events Company, Best Paranormal Radio, Best Paranormal Magazine, Best YouTube Channel, Best Paranormal Team Logo, Best Pin-Up Guy, Best Pin-Up Girl. I'm going for that one. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
Best EVP, Best Video, Best Photograph, Best Paranormal Researcher, Best Investigator, Best Medium, Best Paranormal Team, and Force One Outstanding Achievement.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So those are the categories you can nominate someone for if you want to. I've just shared your website into the chat room, so guys, get involved on this one.
So Kerry's
fun.
after the best radio presenter, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, I want Best Pin-Up Girl. Of course, obviously. No ego involved in this at all. Best Paranormal Radio Presenter. And I just want outstanding achievement as why not? Let's go for the 3.
Absolutely. Anybody can enter it. And, if you've got an EVP that you think, hey, this sounds pretty good, send a clip in. Photograph, send the clip in. It's all done very fairly. Me and Sean, we don't sit there and judge anybody. It goes to some of our guest speakers get to look at them and put their views and points across, and they pick out the winners. And it's just for a bit of a laugh, really. You do all that work sitting listening to your EVPs. I mean, sometimes they can take hours.
Yeah.
And if you get something that's half good, let's recognise it. Let's give somebody an award to say, yeah, that was brilliant, mate. Well done, and put something in their hand for it. Because what do people normally get? Nothing.
So it's even a fancy team logo. People work on the logos.
Yeah.
To come up with a design that's eye-catching. So why not reward somebody for having a good team logo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I must admit the Trident one is pretty awesome. Just to put that out there.
It's a little bit of fun. No different from any other industry out there.
No,
even
absolutely not.
The Oscars or the Golden Globes or the gramophones or anything like that. It is no different. It's a little bit of fun involved in a paranormal convention, and take it in the method it's supposed to be,
exactly.
not for any other reason.
Yeah, we've had some digs for the awards saying that we shouldn't be causing competition within the field. It's not about that. It's like you say, it's a bit of fun. There's nothing serious in it. It's not causing any rifts between people. It's all a bit of fun to finish off the weekend. And last year, everybody absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine going up and collecting an award for somebody like Michael D that you know is going to rip you when you go up there? You know, everybody laughed, everybody took it in the spirit that it was meant, you know, and those that got awards absolutely loved them, didn't they, Sean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'd just like to do a little shout out actually, because he's trying to raise funds for a new series that he's trying to raise money for on a GoFundMe for Morbid, Michael D, isn't he? So any support that you can give him would be absolutely awesome. He's actually sourced, I love this, he sourced a hearse. When we spoke to him, he was trying to find a hearse and a coffin, and he's actually got those now.
Yep.
But he's actually attending a funeral this weekend just so he can give authenticity to his production. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. Thora Hearse, as he's christened his hearse, will be at Paraforce over the weekend, all being well.
Mm.
Shall I tell you a secret? He went to Whittam, where Cressing Temple Barnes is. He actually bought Thora Hearse from Whittam and drove it all the way back home, and it's coming back to Whittam for Paraforce.
Oh, bless him!
And we're hoping that he'll give people rides, little rides just around the block in his coffin, and some photo opportunities there. So come pop down and see him, honestly, and put your hand in your pocket. If you can't do it on a GoFundMe account, come down and see him and actually put the money in his hand. You know that he's got it then, I'm sure he won't say no.
Oh, goodness me, no. And he is doing this all self-funded. So a little shout out to Michael D, because we have spoken to him and he's brilliant. His sense of humour is awesome. And, he's fantastic. So any support we can give to anybody is always lovely, isn't it? I like helping people.
You're really going for this best radio presenter job.
I'm just trying to showcase my talents, is all I'm saying. Sorry, Paul, I keep forgetting whose show this is.
Yeah, exactly. Hello.
Get on the website www.paraforceuk.com and vote. I'm sure Kerry would appreciate any nomination that you want to give her.
Yeah. Have you got a Brown Nose Award?
Anyway.
Moving on.
I'm actually so red right now, it's untrue.
Oh dear. Oh, we do like to have a laugh on this show.
Yeah. And anyone that wants to if they want to get involved, want to stall, or, all the information's on the website. You can contact us, email us, got any questions. Sean and I are always happy there to help anyone, or if you're interested in maybe coming on board next year, whatever, just get in contact. Isn't that right, Sean?
Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
That'd be fantastic. I might actually do that. Might help you out next year.
So, as like stalls have mentioned, people are offering the tables, I think the 6x2 foot tables, £20 a day, absolutely nothing. And sell anything they like.
I was saying to Viv earlier that I heard some really good reviews about what happened last year. So this year, rather than tying myself to a table, I want to go and experience it. Because I've never been to a convention or anything like that before. So to experience it, and at least then I know what to expect for the following year. And then next year, if you're doing one next year, I would like a table and promote my company, and
definitely, yeah. We're already working on a venue. Well, we've got a couple of venues in mind, which are top secret.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Sworn to secrecy.
Okay.
But don't forget, at Cressing Temple Barnes, I must say this: they have a cafe there, and bring some money with you, and it's well worth every penny. They do cream teas with Tiptree jam. They're just
awesome.
to die for. Never mind about the guest speakers. And
I'm a little bit like rushing for the cream teas in the cafe.
Yeah, you must get one. They are to die for. Honestly, I'm not saying that. Didn't we, Sean? We went and tested them out to see if they were any good, and they are. Honestly, that's where I'll be when I've got a break time. I'll be having my cream tea in there.
Awesome. Yeah, well, we'll definitely go there. I'll bring some pocket money up with me, and my camera. I'll be there to take pictures.
Bring plenty of pocket money, because there will be a Paraforce store which will be selling exclusive one-off Paraforce merchandise that won't be available anywhere. It won't be available on the website. Anywhere else, it'll just be available over that weekend event.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have to remortgage.
The guest speakers also have their own tables as well. Barry, you'll be able to buy books from Barry. Who knows what Joe Chin's bringing with him?
You never know.
Who knows? All I've been told is he's a bit of a prankster and he likes to play jokes. So you never know.
Yeah.
I do know Barry Fitzgerald has got a new book out called The Influence, and I saw a talk he did at a different convention, and that was absolutely fascinating, and it's something I want to look into more, because just listening to how he talks, he's an absolutely fascinating speaker.
Oh, definitely.
And you know, he's really thoughtful as well when he signs his books. I must say, when he signed mine last year, do you know what he put in my book, which I thought was absolutely the truth? He said to Vivian...
Thanks for the award.
No! He said to me, "You are a legend in your own right. Love, Barry."
Awesome.
I was telling the truth. I'm only joking.
Absolutely, and you are a legend. I've known you years.
Only in my own eyes.
Oh dear, no. I'm really looking forward to this convention. It's going to be awesome.
Definitely.
Plus, we've got our staff, the teams that are involved. I've got to give a mention to the team behind Past Hauntings and Raps. Sarah, Sean's wife, she does a lot behind the scenes, as my husband Andy with Raps. Simon Witt, Zara, Ashley, Sean, Neri, Kirby, Richard Smythe, but we call him Dickie, and Damien Dowse. Without these people, I mean, last year's Paraforce really just wouldn't have happened, really.
Yeah. So have you got like a full complement of crew, or do you need more help? Or
we've got more than enough, haven't we, Sean?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's basically what we do. Raps, obviously Viv's team, and Past Hauntings, my team, we come together as Force One Paranormal, which is the driving force for Paraforce.
Yeah. And
it's basically both teams coming together as the staff, and they did a phenomenal job last year. Absolutely phenomenal.
I mean, we've worked together, haven't we, for a long time, Sean, with the two teams, and we're more like a little family now. I mean, people talk about para unity, how it doesn't exist. It doesn't, but it exists in small pockets. Yeah. And you know, I've worked with and known Sean and Sarah for 7 years now. It's been a long time. And he's Sean. I mean, where I work so closely with Sean, he's more like me big brother. Only he's younger than me, but we won't tell people that.
So, guys, is this what you're fundamentally trying to do? Is bring the paranormal together for the convention? Is that what you're actually trying to do? Is bring a form of para unity into the paranormal?
It's not even that. It's an understanding, because people's education within the paranormal field is quite limited. I mean, we all like to think that we can be professional. We know this. We've been doing it a long time, but they don't. They're still quite blinkered, and it's not a criticism of anybody. So if they get a multitude of speakers to listen to, they might take a little bit from Barry, a little bit from Joe, and a bit from Malcolm Robinson and use it. and sort of use it going forward within their investigations and help them to grow. So fundamentally, it's, yes, bringing people together, like-minded people together. It's education as well, because you can't take on board as gospel what somebody tells you. You've got to find out for yourself. So the more information you're given, the more you can grow within yourself, I think. And I just think this is not just for paranormal. This is for all realms, the UFO side, cryptozoology side. I mean, it's just in every walks of life. You're always learning. So it's to give people that stepping stone to research in other areas and try different techniques and try different experiments, it's to give them that as well.
And also show people that the paranormal world can be fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't all have to be seriousness and arguments and we're better than you and all this. It's fun. Enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
Go out there, do what you do, enjoy it, have a laugh and have fun.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it should be fun, because we generally start with a small group of your friends going out and you learn from that point, don't you?
Yeah.
That's generally where most people start. It's like you start with an interest, whether that's watching a TV program or, just a base interest in the paranormal. And then you go, okay, I've seen it on TV, I want to do it, or, I want to get out there and have a go. So you start with public events and then you learn a little bit more. And then it takes you on like a little journey, doesn't it?
It does,
and then you learn. And Paul, is that your stomach?
No, it's my dog. She just thinks you're trying too hard to get this award.
Is it obvious?
It is, even to the dog.
Okay. I'll shut up then. Off you go.
Don't listen, Kerry.
No,
don't worry, I won't.
She very rarely does anyway, so don't worry about it.
And then, and then it then piques your interest. So you either stay at that point where you go out and you just investigate with public teams, or or even set up your own little team, or you then start asking why, and it's the why that then pushes you on to learn more, and you start going, okay, so I'm going to start knowing what these things are and these gadgets do and stuff.
It's not only that, but you might want to go because you absolutely love Michael D and you've got to meet him, and you've got no interest in the paranormal, but you love Michael D, for example. Buy a ticket, go and meet Michael. It's not, you don't have to be heavily involved in it to sort of want to go to these. It's just so light-hearted, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah.
It's just come along. Even if you're bored and you've got nothing better to do, come along. But, you might be pleasantly surprised and have a bit of fun and make new friends, meet people and acquaintances and have a chat, and where you don't feel out of place. We found last year that we had people come in off the street that didn't even know what it was about, and they said it was brilliant because they could talk about their experiences and nobody thought that they were a complete nutter, So there's that side of it as well, just more of a social, really. I see it as,
Last year there was bridges built between people who'd fell out online and had arguments and this, that, and bridges were built. They're talking again, they get on again. And I think even if you just take that one little thing out of it, it was a success. It's what it's about. Bring people together. You don't like the term para-unity. There's too much negativity with the term para-unity. It's not about uniting. It's just about getting along, learning from each other and having fun together.
Do you think, though, that that's just any group, whether it be a scout group, whether it be a church group, whether it be a writers group, do you not think that you're going to get that in any group that you do?
Yeah, of course you are.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, if it's not the paranormal, you join a different kind of vibe, a choir. I mean, anything. There is always internal politics. There is always, criticism. There is always like vying for power in the tiny little groups. Do you know what I mean? There's always something going on, isn't there?
You can't get on with everybody. It's like your work colleagues, your day-to-day because I work full time and I can't get on with everybody that I work, but there's a thing about civility, being civil in your head, especially on public forums and, you know, over social media, rather than being an absolute dare I say it, a gobshite to people, just say nothing, you know, and it's what people have forgot themselves along the way. And I think the world, especially the paranormal world, is so nasty, and there's no need for it. I think really you need to take time and find the right group for you. Do what's right for you. Yeah. And then from there you can grow your passion and your hobby. And, you know, I think sort of give these big paranormal conventions gives you the chance to go and talk to other people that might have had the same experience as you. I'm not talking about paranormal, I'm talking about other people now. You know, finding what's the word, Sean? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Just finding the right niche of people to be involved with. And you're not going to do that if you sit behind a computer and just sit on social media. You've got to get out there and physically do it, experience it, you know, meet these people, go out to conventions, go to public events, join little groups, whatever, you know, you've got to experience all of that. And it is a cutthroat world. There are people that will laugh at your pictures, you know, rather than sort of being civil and saying, look, I don't think it's that because, and give you the reasons why and explain it to you. They'll just tear you down. And I think it's not just paranormal groups. I think these are individuals that may have problems in their own home, that look to social media, that have, you know, that want help, and they get that, so they sort of close their doors, they live with the problem for the duration, or they move, you know, and that's not what it's about. I mean, we try and sort of open the doors to all, even people that are having problems, you know, public that come in off the street, that have problems in their homes, that want to talk to somebody about it. You know, these conventions as well is a good place to go and find these people. You know,
it's along the lines as well. You've got a lot of people slag TV programs off, they slag event companies off, you know, so they're just in it for the money. But at the end of the day, as I've put on social media before, if you could make money out of what you love doing, surely you're going to do it. So why shouldn't these event companies earn a living from hosting events? Why shouldn't TV stars, celebrities, whatever you want to call them, earn money from the TV programs? Everybody knows that they're for entertainment purposes, so why do people take them so seriously?
I have this in the spiritual field as well. You know, if you're a healer or you're a medium, you shouldn't earn money out of your gift. As you know, that's classed a lot in that way. And I have to say, if you are giving your service in whatever way that is, there is no reason why you shouldn't earn money, as long as you do it with credibility and integrity.
If you weren't supposed to earn that money and Spirit didn't like you earning that money, they would take your gift away.
Yes.
That's another way to look at it. You know, and it's up to the individual, because it's their time, sometimes their petrol, sometimes they've travelled 30, 40 miles to get there. You know, it's totally up to the individual. And if you have a medium or a healer that's willing to do that, and you have the client, let's say, that's willing to pay that, then that's a contract between the two of them. Whether it's verbal, written or whatever, that's between the two of them. And that's it. You know, that's my spiritual stance on it. You know, if Spirit doesn't want you to do it, then they'll take that away from you, and you'll find that one day you'll run dry and you'll sit in front of a client and nothing will come out of your.
As I say, I work in a spiritual way in regards to crystals and minerals, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very much of that mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do need money to live.
Yeah.
And pay for my boys' clubs and, you know, their uniform and, you know, day trips out and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons why I do the business, is to supplement my income. which is, all above board. It's not hidden at all. And why not earn that money? Do you know what I mean? And that's how I see that. No different from if you're hiring a location and you're putting it out to the public, there's no reason why you shouldn't earn money out of it.
Exactly.
If you're doing it with credibility and integrity, and those are the key words. And when I started my personal business, those were the key points I wanted to work under. That's what my contract with Spirit was. I want to be credible and I want to have integrity. And that was my contract with Spirit World. Do you know what I mean? If I'm going to bring these things into the realm, as it were, then that's what I want to work under. Now, not everybody has that ethos, I suppose you would say. But that for me personally was incredibly important. And Paul.
Yep. What?
This is your cue to be the presenter of the year now.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool. I was just listening to you go on. I thought, okay. No, I totally agree with that. I mean, from my point of view, as well as a events company, I invest a lot of time in putting on the events and stuff. So again, I need to live. So I'm just interested in making as much money as I can for me to live. I'm not greedy, I don't want to earn millions. I'm not into it for that. But I'm quite passionate about the paranormal, and I love the history and the research that goes in with it. And for me to do that full time is quite a blessing, really. So as long as I can put on invest the time to put on a really good event, I do keep ticket numbers low because it just makes for a better event with, say, 20 people in a massive big prison, But I need to cover the costs of the prison to hire it, for example. I need to cover the cost of the insurance, everything else that goes along with it. So I get a lot of overheads. The website even, it's all got to be paid for. So as long as I make enough to cover that and give myself enough money to feed myself for the next month and pay my bills, that's all I'm really into it for. Because, I am quite passionate about it. So,
but it's not always you don't always make money. This is what people don't realise. I mean, me and Sean are living proof, aren't we, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the time things come out of your own pocket. I mean, when you start a business, any business advisor will tell you then your first year you will run at a loss. In your second year you should break even, and in the third year you should make a little bit of money. But me and Sean, we're gonna be worth millions, aren't we, Sean?
This time next year you'll be millionaires.
You keep telling us that, but no. I mean, when you run conventions and things like that, I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's me and Sean that are footing the cost for a lot of things, aren't we, Sean, that people don't know behind the scenes.
Yeah, MJ, we spoke to MJ last week about Sage Paracon, and she said exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. I mean, it's not just the insurance, and it's not just looking after the public, because we have a duty of care to public that come in, that buy a ticket and that sort of thing. We've got a duty of care to our guest speakers, our stall holders, the venue itself. Even the hog roast lady, bless her, we still have to think about her, and we're hiring her to do this hog roast. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, isn't there, Sean?
It's that people don't realise the convention. We're trying to keep our ticket prices as low as possible, so people can afford to come. But what people got to think of, out of that ticket price, we've got to hire the venue. We have to pay the celebrities' travel expenses. Mm-hmm. We have to pay for hotels for staff and celebrities.
And staff pay for their own.
Well, sorry, staff pay for their own. But we have to feed the celebrities for the whole weekend, not just the hog roast, which we have to pay for, but we have to feed them the lunch on the Saturday, the Friday night, because most of them arrive on Friday. Then we have to feed them on the Sunday as well. Plus petrol expenses for picking them up from the airports, train stations, etc. And people don't realise the amount of expenditure that actually goes into putting a convention on.
Yeah.
And we've not even touched on the likes of your insurance and etc. etc.
And this is no different from when we spoke to MJ. She was saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, she was saying it costs money to get these people over. It costs money to look after them, you know, and sometimes you don't even break even. Sometimes you make a loss. So any support, any convention can get to help further education within the paranormal field is surely a good thing.
To be fair, and this is where, call me a hard person, I would use the word hard B. You have to think about the public. People are not going to want to pay silly amounts of money to go to a convention. You don't pay that to go to Comic-Con. You don't pay that to go to see these other film cons and meet these actors and that sort of thing. You have to think about the British paying public. You've got to know what your niche market is. And that's why me and Sean, we sat down. Yes, we are going to end up out of pocket, but I will not. And me and Sean both agree. We refuse to set these prices so people can't afford to go. It should be available to all, and that's where me and Sean that's where we come from. Because me personally, I was brought up in a council estate down in Bedfont in Middlesex, you know, and when we were growing up, money was tight. Money's tight in a lot of households these days, and a lot of people will not attend these things because they feel, oh, I'm priced out straight away. And these are the people that we want to target, because these are the people that are going out investigating and running their little groups, and these are the people that want to meet these, you know, these so-called celebrities and experts in their field. Let's say, I say it with inverted commas, you know. So that's where we come from. I don't know how MJ run hers. I won't get involved. That's up to her.
No, that's it. We're not asking you for that opinion. No, we're just saying it's a convention that's run under the same ethos and having the same issues that you're having. She has the same issues that she's having. It's not a competition. It's about bringing an event to paranormal community.
That's right. Exactly. And that's where we stand on it. You know, we serve the UK public. We want to involve the UK public. You know, we listen to what the UK public tell us. I mean, they said to us last year, we want to see Barry Fitzgerald back again next year. And they went behind our backs. We didn't know at his table last year and said, we'll see you next year. Next year's Paraforce UK. And he said, all right. And so he went to Sean and said, I'll be there next year because I've been asked to. You know. So
we didn't get an option.
No, we had no choice. You know, somebody had already gone to Barry, and I think it was a couple of people, wasn't there, Sean, that had asked least, Barry?
Yeah, a lot of people had asked him if he was back again next year. We want to hear you again next year, and Barry just said, "I'm coming back next year." I was like, "Okay."
We didn't know nothing about this. I mean, we try and listen to what the UK. What people want, and we try and sort of fill in all genres, and we'll try and get in people that, I mean, within reason. If we can get them, we'll get them, and if we can't, we'll try and get someone that fills in that niche, you know, whether they're a crypto guy or they're an expert in UFO, you know, we will try and do what we can for you. So we do listen to people. We do try and get what people want. It's not just about what me and Sean want, it's what you guys want out there. So,
we're trying to fit in a good variety as well, so you're not sat down all day hearing the same thing over and over again from the same subjects. Everybody talks on the different subjects. Everybody's got a different angle on things. So we like to try and bring that variety in, where each time you go and sit down in that room to listen to one of the guest speakers, you're hearing something different, something fresh and new each time.
Yeah.
Have you encountered very much negativity about the Paracons?
Oh, yes.
You'd be surprised who from.
Yes. Obviously, I'm not going to name any names, but some quite famous people have had some quite nasty digs at us.
Okay.
On social media, caused quite a ruckus, but we didn't mind, actually, because the weekend that I sold another 4 tickets. So to say bad publicity helped us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there who are very, say, anti-conventions and negative towards conventions, and they do have digs. They have digs at me and Viv personally, as well as Paraforce as an organisation.
I love the digs. I honestly, you know me, Paul.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, bring it on. I love them.
See, I mean, I had a
Sorry,
really good conversation the other day. Someone was talking. I can't remember what the conversation was that initially started it, but it got onto prices of events. And I had said to her, look, we try and keep our prices quite low. And she had a look at our website and she said, well, actually, your price is quite high. And well, considering what you get for the price is quite a good, cheap price, because there's a lot of companies out there that oversubscribe. We don't do that. We limit our tickets all the time to get the best events out. So, okay, we might not be the cheapest anymore, but, for what we're putting on, it's quite a good value for money. So yeah, I mean, we had a really good adult conversation all about that, but I've been victim of all sorts of slandering and in the past.
What a lot of people have tried, because they know, to put it simply, a lot of people out there know that myself and Viv can be quite volatile when we want to defend ourselves and what we're doing. And I think they've had a dig hoping that a war of words will start over Facebook and on social media, and then they can turn around and go, look, these are the type of people that are running this convention. But we won't rise to them. We won't. No. If people want to have a dig, that's their problem. We'll just carry on with what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Let them get on with it. It's water off a duck's back, and we will not give them what they're after. We won't retaliate online. And
that's exactly what I do.
We'll private message people and say, look, let's sort this out. Let's talk. If they get nasty and they carry on being vindictive, we'll just leave it and carry on. There's no point in rising to them.
Sean and I went through absolute hell last year with some personal things going on off in our own families. I'll talk about mine. I'll be quite honest and open. My eldest son got contracted and got testicular cancer and had it removed and was going through chemotherapy. And when you have something like that on top of it, I mean, Sean had his own person. It was absolutely awful what happened. It takes a lot in a person just to, for God's sake, just get on with it. That's your attitude towards it, because when you go through something like that, it actually makes you realise there are far more important things in life to be worrying about rather than a keyboard warrior. I really don't care. Yeah, you can say what you like about me. It doesn't matter.
I mean, myself last year, a lot of people know, but my dad contracted lung cancer in February of last year and passed away a week before Paraforce.
Yeah.
But while I was going through all that with my dad, people were having digs and actually having a dig at my dad's situation to try and get to me.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm not rising to this. There's no point. We'll just carry on and we'll battle through it. And Viv battled through what happened with his son, and I battled through what happened with my dad, because we weren't going to give up on our goals no matter what anybody threw at us.
No. Yeah. I mean, we propped ourselves up, didn't we, Sean? We did, yeah. It brought me and Sean closer together, and we just continued forward, and we're left with this legacy, which is Paraforce UK, and we'll continue for many more years. We've grown hard, toughened skins, haven't we, Sean?
We've had to, yeah.
I'd say, you need to, especially in the paranormal, the way it is. I think, as I said, I've had sort of stuff go on before, and I'm very much like, well, you can say what you like, I'm not even going to rise to the bait, I'm not even going to take it, just not interested, and I tend to leave things alone, and people do, it's almost like that someone will create, and it just shows themselves up.
Yeah, it does.
That's another reason I wanted to go to this Paracon as well, just so that I can. I mean, a lot of people know my name, in the paranormal, because I'm pretty much everywhere in all the groups and everything. But it's tell
the truth, Paul. You just want to prop the bar up with me and get pissed all night.
Okay, yeah, that's totally it. That is it.
lecture.
So got to be done. But then,
Oh,
mind you, we don't need Paracon just to do that, though.
No, that's true. I mean, we will, whatever happens, guarantee people will have fun. They'll talk to people that they don't know. They'll have a laugh with them. They'll listen to some talks. They'll get some cream teas. They'll look at the history of the Barns itself, and they'll be absolutely gobsmacked when they find out how far back that dates.
Yeah.
It's one of the oldest buildings still standing, and I've been doing paranormal investigations for many years now, and this is one of the oldest ones that I have actually been in, let alone investigated. So you will be quite surprised when you hear about the history of the place.
Oh, I'm so excited.
To top it all off, all of our VIP guests get an amazing goodie bag full of stuff.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of bits and bobs and nice little things for them to remember the weekend. And anybody who buys a VIP ticket, which are only £60, dirt cheap, will get a goodie bag full of great things.
Yeah. I'm so excited. It's going to be brilliant.
And the first 50, well, you've seen it this evening, Paul, but the first 50 people will get a little flashing ghost, which we call Wilberforce.
Oh, can you? You're not going to save me one then?
No, you get to buy a goodie bag.
Oh dear. Oh dear. No, I'm so looking forward to it, and building the bridges, and letting people see the face behind the name. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Hopefully.
It will be. Absolutely.
If there is anybody listening that's thinking, should I go to a convention, what's it like? Buy a ticket and come along. You'll absolutely love it. Pop onto the website. We've got a reviews page on the website that quite a few people that came last year wrote a review. There's some of the guests have written a review, but there's a lot of public that paid for the ticket that have also written reviews. Have a read through the reviews and just see how much people enjoyed it. It'll be the same again this year. For £60, the price of... Some people charge for a one-night investigation. You get a whole weekend of guests. You get your investigation thrown in. You get your hog roast, your goodie bag, lots of things.
Yeah. And you get an award ceremony at the end of it.
Yes.
Yay! Now, I have shared the website into the chat room, so if anybody is interested, then that's where you need to go. Yeah. It is a fantastic... It looks like, another fantastic weekend that you can spend talking and listening all about the paranormal.
Yeah. If anybody is also thinking they won't mind going, but where they're going to sleep and etc., there's lots of hotels within 5 minutes of the place. There's 2 Premier Inns 5 minutes down the road. There's campsites nearby.
Bed and breakfast,
all at reasonable prices. So there's plenty of places to stop for accommodation.
And it's not too far. It's not too far from Colchester either.
No. So we've even got people who've hired caravans out about 20-minute drive away for the weekend.
Yeah, there's
people
quite
clubbing together and getting caravans between them. So
there is quite a lot of places around there. I must admit, I've been there a few times. Yep, really looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing.
Well, it's a very, very rare opportunity to get to see Crescent Temple Barns.
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't think too many paranormal's been there.
No, we have.
Yeah, I was given the opportunity, but unfortunately, it never happened. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, and it's good for Essex as well, because we're doing this in conjunction with Essex County Council as well. They've been very sort of gracious, and they have looked after us too. You know, we're absolutely honoured that they do this, and we can't thank enough, and the staff of Crescent Temple Barns. I mean, one lady in particular, we have to give really, really big thanks to, and that's Gemma, who's listening. But without her, none of this would have happened in Essex. She's the one that sort of brought it down there. So, if you're listening, thank you from me and Sean.
Yeah,
absolutely. But on that note, we have actually come to the end of the show. It just goes too fast, doesn't it, sometimes? It really does. Yeah, it does. So I want to thank you, Sean, and I want to thank you, Viv, for joining me tonight. It's been
thank you for having us on.
No problem. You're welcome anytime. I want to thank everybody in the chat room as well for your comments and just being there, supporting us. And yeah, it's an amazing. Just looking at all the comments. And also, I want to thank Kerry Greenaway as well for joining me as co-host.
Oh, always a joy, Paul. Always a joy.
I know you love it really. So yeah.
I love broadcasting. You know that.
Yeah, I know. That's why you're on my show. And thank you everybody, and hopefully see you all again next week.
Hello, Harry Price here. Good evening. If there's nothing myself and everybody else enjoy here on the other side more is the sit back and relax and listen to Parasearch Radio with its paranormal news, views and reviews from across the UK and beyond. Make sure to find out more about them on Facebook, Twitter and the World Wide Web, whatever they are, to keep up to date with all their broadcasts throughout the week. And I hope you enjoy them as much as we do over here. Hello? Is anybody there?